Big news for the cryptocurrency markets today, in spite of the pretty lackluster price action that we're currently seeing across the board for the cryptocurrency markets. But there's big Bitcoin news, there's big Chainlink news, and of course, massive NFT news. All of that and more in today's video. My name is Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing. So if that's a topic you'd like to learn some more about, maybe just stay up to date with, then you should definitely subscribe to the Lark Davis channel. Also, if you can take a quick second to tap on that thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, that would be super awesome. And of course, anybody who would like to receive a notification when I put out a new video, you should click on that notification bell. By the way, every single week my team and I produce Wealth Mastery. This is a cryptocurrency investor report designed to help keep you ahead of the curve in this fast-moving market. Every single issue, you're going to get a deep dive altcoin review, step-by-step DeFi tutorial, top-tier crypto analysis, portfolio updates, airdrops, NFTs, token sales, tips, tricks, and much more. All of that for less than $10 a week, or you can even just sign up for our free version of the newsletter. That's right, free, $0. Click the link down below where you can learn more about becoming a member today. Now let's go ahead and dive into the charts real quick. There's not a lot that I really want to say today. Not a lot has changed since yesterday. Still looking a bit meh, to be honest, but we are still holding, for the time being anyway, in this area of price support. Obviously, we want to see that holding. We could be looking at our W pattern, our double bottom, essentially, forming up here. So we do need to see, of course, then the price come back up. In order for that to happen, we need to see the price break over $51,000 to confirm a double bottom pattern actually forming here. If we do that, then the breakout target for that W pattern is $56,000. So we shall see. It's a bit of hopium for you in the charts here, and what is otherwise a relatively boring time for Bitcoin. We're kind of just not doing very much. Not doing very much for the old man Bitcoin. Not doing a whole heck of a lot. We have seen some altcoins performing quite well over the last few days, sort of bucking the trend of what Bitcoin is doing currently. But most of the market following Bitcoin and looking just a bit sad at the moment. What we really need, though, is more money to come into the market. This report came out from Cointelegraph saying more billionaires are turning to crypto on fiat inflation fears. Now, I'm thinking if all the billionaires just go out and market buy a few thousand Bitcoin, they will single-handedly save the market. Come on, billionaires. I know you guys can do it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. That'd be great. Anyway, of course, billionaires are coming into the cryptocurrency markets. In fact, billionaires have been in crypto for a long time. We have a lot of very high-profile billionaires that have been getting into Bitcoin for years now. Obviously, Elon Musk, probably the most high-profile. We have lots of others as well, from billionaire hedge fund managers to like the third richest man in Mexico. He's a big-time Bitcoiner, telling people, I think his final tweet of the year was Happy New Year and buy Bitcoin, basically. Not enough Bitcoin out there for all of the billionaires to have a stack of like 1,000 or 10,000, something like that. Don't have any billionaires there in the world right now, but it's not that many, but there's also not that much Bitcoin. There's definitely not enough Bitcoin in the world for every millionaire to have one Bitcoin. In fact, there's only about enough Bitcoin in the world for every millionaire to have 1/3 of a Bitcoin. And you have the billionaires who are probably going to want more than like 1/3 of a Bitcoin or even more than one Bitcoin. Your average billionaire is probably going to look at it and go, I'll take 1,000 Bitcoin, 500 Bitcoin, 10,000 Bitcoin, something like that. Anyway, along those lines of thinking, I think we have seen a lot of the big money crowd get very interested in Bitcoin because they understand they're investors. You didn't get to be a billionaire by not understanding how things work. They understand that fiat is a sinking ship, a melting ice cube. That's why they're getting into Bitcoin. A bit more price hopium here for you. I'll just take myself off of the screen real quick so we can see what is going on down here in this chart. So we can see this chart here. This is the Bitcoin paper hands ratio, or so it is called. So retail capitulation is hitting extreme levels currently. So the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is back down to like 23 at the moment. That means a lot of fear in the market. People are expecting very, very bad things to happen. However, what are the on-chain indicators showing us? Well, the Bitcoin paper hands ratio here from Binky Ponderosa is showing that we are reaching levels that we haven't seen in quite a while. This is the lowest level since the 2015 bear market. So you can see here, lowest level of retail capitulation there. We also have a pretty similar level of retail capitulation that we saw in late November, early December 2018. Interesting too that we had a pretty strong retail capitulation here back in 2020, just before things really started taking off. So we had this bit of a recovery moment, but people were still very pessimistic, especially after this run up and big crash here. So we had another retail capitulation moment there, though not hitting quite the extreme oversold levels that we're currently hitting right now. Usually that has acted as a bottom signal. We shall see if that's what happens again this time, but certainly an interesting chart to take note of. Also, just a bit of nice news for Bitcoin here. The Bitcoin hash rate has smashed a new all-time high yesterday. Oh, by the way, happy 13th birthday to Bitcoin. Nice time for the Bitcoin hash rate to smash a new all-time high just in time for the birthday celebration. 13 years ago today, Satoshi mined the first block of Bitcoin. A few days later, Hal Finney came on board and started mining some Bitcoin as well, and, well, the rest is history, as they say. But we have just smashed a new all-time high record for the Bitcoin hash rate. So we had the China ban, we had a massive hash rate crash. Miners migrated to Kazakhstan, to Texas, to Russia, all over the place. Now we're back to a new all-time high hash rate for Bitcoin, meaning that Bitcoin has reached a new high of being the world's most secure computing network. It's mega secure, mind-boggling amount of computing power every second, securing the Bitcoin network. Very, very resilient. So that's pretty cool to see. Now let's get into some of the news stories. We have some great news stories today. The first one is a Bitcoin-related news story. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, but we do have that Chainlink and NFT news coming up soon. But I want to share this story here because another bank has got onto the Bitcoin train. So this is an Italian bank with $87 billion in assets, so relatively big deal. They have over 300,000 customers, and all of these people are soon going to be able to create a Bitcoin wallet at their bank and be able to buy, sell, and custody their Bitcoin at the bank. Every single one of these stories, and we've covered a lot of these in the last year. Bank here, a bank there, a bank over there, a bank everywhere. Banks are getting on board the Bitcoin train big time. The only reason we probably haven't seen more banks getting into crypto is because of the scattered regulatory scene, basically. They can't, in every jurisdiction, feel comfortable doing that. However, over in Italy, they felt comfortable enough to launch this service, and so now we have yet another bank ready to offer up Bitcoin to its clients. It's amazing. Honestly, by the end of the decade, my guess would be that most banks will offer some kind of Bitcoin-related service for their customers. So you're probably going to be able to store your NFTs at your bank and store your Bitcoin at your bank. They'll probably bring on services for a few other top cryptocurrencies, but Bitcoin has by and large been the main one that we see actually taking interest from all these banking crowd, because basically Bitcoin is gold 2.0. So for the banks, it's like, oh yeah, we're just selling gold to people. Like we've always been selling gold to people. You can buy gold at quite a few different banks, whether gold or silver coins. Now they're just going to start selling Bitcoin as well. And we've seen lots of postal services, which also run banking services, lots of banks, from small regional banks to big mega banks, global mega banks, start to offer Bitcoin related services. And every single time we get a new bank onboarded into the red pill of Bitcoin is another way that we can bring more money into the market. Think about this, 300,000 customers with $87 billion in assets between them can now buy Bitcoin. Now, is 10% of that going to come in? $8.7 billion going to buy a Bitcoin? Unlikely, right? Maybe we're going to see a few hundred million come in. Maybe a little more. Who knows? Maybe they'll get it up to 1 or 2%. If they get 2%, it'll be a little over $1 billion. Maybe we'll see that. Maybe we'll see that. But definitely money will come in. Once the roads are built, cars will drive on them. That's what happens. Now let's talk about Chainlink. We haven't talked about Chainlink in quite a while. Chainlink, of course, just continuing its quiet domination of the Oracle markets. No other Oracle comes anywhere even close. And we've had some Oracles that have done some interesting things. We have some upcoming Oracles like Super Oracles, which could be doing some pretty gosh darn big things. But right now we have Chainlink, which is continuing massive, massive domination. Well, Chainlink had a big 2021. We've seen all the 2021 reviews for all the companies over on Twitter. But what's interesting is that we finally, fingers crossed, are going to get staking for Chainlink. I know Chainlink supporters have been waiting years for this to happen. Well, it could be on the cusp of happening, according to the CEO. Basically, the release of staking is going to happen in 2022. There's also, of course, cross-chain interoperability, which is coming. So that's going to be very, very big. Chainlink currently securing over $75 billion, which is massive, massive, considering the current market cap of Chainlink is a fraction of the total amount that Chainlink oracles are securing. We now have a situation where Chainlink node operators are actually running in profits. Now we're going to see staking coming on board, which will probably be a pretty big price catalyst for Chainlink in terms of finally getting this thing to move. And feel like Chainlink's just been chilling. It's just been chilling. We haven't had any massive Chainlink explosions in quite a long time. It's kind of just been mellow in the background, relaxing. But if Chainlink starts popping off, then that could start a new Oracle season. Oracle season will come again. All the other oracles that haven't really done very much, and some of them have got some partnerships and stuff, and some of them have got a single-digit percentage of the total market share for Oracle space and stuff like that. I get it. I'm not trashing all the other oracles. Just you have to understand, Chainlink has dominated the market massively. Staking is going to be a very interesting catalyst when, of course, it gets released. When it gets released, who knows? Is it going to be sooner or later in the year? We shall see, but it is currently being promised for 2022. So I think that's a very important catalyst to keep an eye out for Chainlink. Now let's talk about NFTs. The Ethereum NFT market is exploding. OpenSea volumes are going absolutely nuts, led, of course, by the Bored Ape Yacht Club with all the famous celebrities piling in, Eminem and Dave Chappelle and other people getting their Bored Apes. It's going pretty crazy right now. The volume on OpenSea is going nuts. Could this be the start of a new major cycle for NFTs? Time, of course, shall tell, but definitely NFTs are not going anywhere. Definitely public interest has remained very, very high in NFTs. So this is very cool to see that the volumes are picking up in a massive way. But the volume, that's not the big story I want to talk about with you in regards to NFTs, because this is a big freaking story. Samsung is going to add native NFT support to their 2022 versions of their TVs. So this is for their micro LED, their Neo QLED, and the Frame TV ranges. So all of these are going to now support natively within the TV NFTs, man. That's nuts. They're also going to have an on-screen NFT marketplace. So you're going to be able to receive, buy, sell, and send NFTs using your TV. Now this, of course, takes it to the next level in terms of adoptions, because Samsung's doing it. That means all the other TV guys are going to have to do it in the next couple years. So we're going to see every new TV that comes out having NFT capabilities. Crypto wallets, of course, will have to be a part of that picture. How long before you can start sending Bitcoin via your television? Tip people, your favorite content creators or whatever, as you're watching the YouTube videos on your Samsung TV. Or, of course, you can be playing video games, get NFTs, store them on your TV, watching TV shows where they're going to give away NFTs. You know this stuff's coming, guys. They're going to be everywhere. We have digital collectibles, verifiable uniqueness, and all that jazz. every brand is going to start throwing resources into NFTs, and eventually the market will become just so mind-blowingly saturated, it'll be insane. But the adoption and the red pill moment for a lot of people who are going to get their first exposure to crypto as an asset class via their television is going to be absolutely insane. So that's a really, really big adoption story. Very excited to see that happening. Anyway, just my 2 Satoshis for the day. What do you think? This is your question for the day. What do you think about this Samsung NFT story? Do you think this is just maybe a bit of a gimmick for Samsung? Hey, we're trendy and cool. We're getting on the NFT train. Or do you think this is actually something that's going to bring in millions of new users to the crypto space because they start getting NFTs on their frickin' TV? Curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.